Hey guys, my name is Tim. I'm going to be your instructor for this semester. And in order to just make things easier for everybody, I found that rather than having all of our class communication go through Canvas or through Outlook email, that we have much better communication in class when we use Discord. In previous classes, I asked people, did you like how Discord worked? And people said it was kind of rough at the beginning to understand how to use it, but by the end, it was really nice. It kind of felt like a big group chat. So I really like that idea, but I also want to make it easier at the beginning for you. So that's the purpose of this video. This video is just a brief tutorial on the specific way that we're going to use Discord in the class, what it will look at like, and how you can use Discord in order to communicate with me or with other people in the class or with other people in the server, because there's a bunch of people in the server here. So the server is Rhetoric Central. You can see it up here. That's just the name of what this is called, the server. And these are all of the channels. The things with the hashtags next to them are the channels in the Discord server. Okay? When you arrive, when you follow the link, you'll arrive in the Piazza. That's the central square. So this is kind of the landing pad. This is where you can discuss anything. And anything that you post in here can be seen by anyone who's in the server. So that includes random other professors, random people from Twitch, random people from Northeastern, people from previous classes. So this is kind of where everyone can talk and talk about whatever they want. There's no topic that is unique to here. So this is where you'll land. And when you land, you'll just be no one. So you can only see the channels that are in this central thing. So there's a few other ones. This one just has links that I post to lectures that I make. This one is requested by students where we put like readings, additional readings and stuff. And this one just has some other useful links. This one's pretty dead. So this is the main one. When you arrive, and we can use Guadalupe as an example here. Thank you for posting Guadalupe, so we can do that. I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit here on somebody else's laptop so I forget how to do it. There we go. Hopefully that'll make it. Oh, that's a little too far. A little too close for comfort. Guadalupe introduced herself, and she said, I'm in public speaking section 2. And with that, then I could give, and you can see her name appearing here in yellow. That's because she has now a role. And her role, we can see if we go into public speaking in any of the channels, now only Guadalupe and myself are in here because the only people have the roles. These other channels, you need a role in order to enter. So if you're in business speaking, right now it's just me, you'll need your role. So when you come in here, let me know what your section is or your class is. I'll give you a role, and then you can access the other channels relevant to your class. And you'll see everybody that's in a section because they'll all appear over here if they're online, or if they're not online, it will say offline. Okay. So when you want to say something to a specific person, you at them, and you at their name. So I said at Sophia, and that will give Sophia a mention. It will kind of alert her, give her not like a push notification. You can play around in the settings with what kind of notifications you get. You can also refer to a channel with a hashtag. So if I say hashtag section 1 chat, it will appear there. And then when I place it, when people click on it, it will lead them to that channel if they have the permission to access it. So there's lots of other things you can do in order to, that's what you're seeing here is that at. Let's give someone a notification, and we can also click on it and will give us that person's profile. Okay, so that's some stuff to figure out. So this is the Piazza. Talk about anything you want here. When we go into, let's say we'll use business speaking for this one. This is where the syllabus and the course materials will be in a channel called Syllabus and Course Materials. Here, usually things will be pinned. So if you click on this little, it looks like a thumbtack at the top, you'll see all the materials pinned here. And they're in here earlier too, but there's just might be other stuff. So the pins help to keep things a little bit neater. You can say, okay, there's the syllabus. These are the other readings. And you can find readings that way. If you have assignment questions, put them in the assignment questions channel. In all the classes, we have some readings to discuss. When maybe you have like a question about the reading, or in some classes, I might ask you to pull out certain sentences about the readings. You put that stuff here. Also, sometimes we're having an interesting class discussion and time's up. Probably I went overtime because I'm likely to do that. Someone was like, Tim, you went overtime again. But we maybe still want to have a discussion about the reading, and you can continue the discussion in the reading discussion channel. For the public speaking sections, you have two separate chats here. This is one only available to people in section 1. This is only available to people in section 2. And in business speaking, you have this this is just a kind of general chat, but it'll only be available to people who are in the business speaking class. Okay, so those are the class channels, and those are to use for. Okay, also don't grade me this is for business speaking only. For your minor speech assignments, you put your name and the speech that you're doing if you're opting out of being graded for your minor assignment. Okay, so there's a few other things to know about these channels. If I right-click on a channel, I can mute the channel. So if there's like a lot of people talking in a channel, I'm like, oh, I'm trying to study for computer science. I don't want to hear all this stuff. So I can mute it for whatever amount of time. I could change the notification setting and say I only want to know it when someone @s me. I only want a notification there. Things like that. So you have some options here just by right-clicking on the channel, and you can also do that for categories. So here, this is a whole category. I can mute the category for however long until I turn it back on if it's not a class that I'm in. That way, I won't get any notifications about it. It won't be blowing up my phone. Because you can also do this. You do this in a browser. You can do this in a desktop, or you can do this with the mobile app. I'm not going to show you. The mobile app requires you to press on things, but I'm not going to do a video about the mobile app. You'll have to figure that out yourself. Okay, so then what else do we have here? We have some voice channels. Voice channels are maybe a little bit less intuitive than some of these other channels. When you click on the voice channel, it connects you automatically when you click onto it. So that might freak you out at first. Oh no, I connected. It's no big deal. It's not being recorded or anything. It'll just connect you here. And then once it says voice connected, you can disconnect when you're done. If you want to have a video chat with people, this turns on your camera. You can even do screen sharing here. And the coffee clatch I use as office hours. So I'll just be hanging out in there sometimes. And usually I'll post a message in the Piazza, letting you know that I'm hanging out in coffee clatch. You can hop in. We can talk about whatever. There's also just a study room here so that if you are in a class with somebody, you're like, oh, I want to talk with you about something, you can hop in there. You could really do it in any channel, but just to keep them separate in the unlikely case that there are two conversations people want to have at the same time. Okay, let me disconnect. Boom. Okay, and then we have some just for fun channels. So you could just say, mute, don't care. This is a required class. I'm only taking it for that reason. Or you could, maybe find a way, rather than just being locked in quarantine all the time, finding a way to connect with people about other things. I'm happy to make more channels. These are the ones that we have so far. This is kind of newsy stuff or interesting science articles or whatever that I've posted here. It's mostly me in this channel. Pretty pictures is just pictures that I think are nice to look at. So some art experiences, some art education. People share music in the music channel. People share recipes and talk about food. Here, this is a kind of a free-for-all meme thing, and this is specifically for discussion about Northeastern. So those are what you can do for the Just for Fun channel. Again, you can mute these if you're not interested, but it might be a nice way to connect with other people. Okay, a few other things. Should you want to, let's say, call someone directly, you don't want to call someone in a public channel, you can just right-click on their name over here, which you can find, let's say I go into the Piazza and say, oh, I want to talk to Alex. I right-click on Alex and I can call him. I can message Alex. And this brings me to the direct messaging things. And this might seem strange because now my name is this weird thing. It's not the same as it is in the server because this is the general name that everyone has. But it's the same people. It's the same people. That's why it has the AK up here. It reminds you of who that is back in the server that you share, which is, this is Alex. Okay. So that's one thing you can do. And you can also mute individual people. I don't know why you would do that, but you can do that. And that's pretty much all that you need to know. If you have other questions about how to use the Discord, the best place to put them is in the Discord. Put them right in the Discord and let me know. You can tag me at me, the instructor, Tim Barr, and I will respond to your questions, and that way everyone can see them. Hopefully this video helps us to get to the esprit de corps, to the group chat feeling of the Discord. And if you have any other questions about how to get your roles or things like that, before you are used to using Discord, you can email me, ti.bar@northeastern.edu. I look forward to meeting all of you and having a great semester.